What's up, everybody? 111. For those of you out there who don't like solo episodes and don't like the number episode being recounted in the first beginning of it and telling you how many episodes he's done, take that 111 times and stick it right where the sun don't shine. So there you go. What a day and what a title. I'm going to tell you guys, folks who've been listening, this title here, it's based on a recent conversation I had. Yes, I spent almost 2 hours on the phone with your favorite hobby podcaster of the past, Andrew Goldberg. Spoke to him this week. Dude's doing good. He came out of the woodwork, took a little shot in his story. I said, hey, a little shot in your story. My daughter is looking at me with a side eye like you wouldn't believe. What? It's not everybody's favorite hobby podcaster of the past? You miss Andrew? Yeah. See, trust me, there are people listening here who miss him too. I tried to coax him back in, but he's having way too much success with his new business endeavors. So I couldn't coax him. No matter how much money I offered him, I couldn't bring him back. I'll keep trying though. But anyway, point being, I spoke to the dude, and so it had me thinking about his most famous take of all. Especially today, where the news of the day. If you haven't heard it yet, get out from under that rock and start following Jeff Wilson. Because if there's breaking news, Sports Card Investor is going to have it. LeBron doesn't even make his team better. How's he going to help Fanatics? A title for the ages, guys. Oh, one of the best takes ever by my co-host there about how LeBron is not great because he can't make his teammates around him better. And what's interesting about that, right, is I think LeBron will make Fanatics better. I think if you're Fanatics, this news is fantastic. I don't know what they paid him, but let's think about it here. The Brady mania that just occurred in the Bowman release. It took a lackluster release with I would say, below average baseball draft class and made it one of the hottest products to end 2023. Set a record for the highest public sale price of a baseball card released in a 2023 product. When the Brady, I think it was an out of 25 auto, sold for $45,000. And guess what? It's going to be hard to beat a 2024 price now when you got the Superfractor auto already six figures, already over $100,000 with time to go in Golden's auction. That's genius marketing. It puts interest in the set. It puts butts in the seats, so to speak, right? It gets the people going. Who knows what it means? It gets the people going. And that's what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to, ignite the fire, the marketing machine, get people interested in buying the product. Hell, give Fanatics some real credit on this. My son and I opened cases of MLS soccer, both paper and chrome we opened, looking for Messi with the little goats in the background. I had to look up everyone else to see if I hit anything good because Messi's the only person I knew to look for. We got a 1-of-1. I still have no idea who the hell it is. I don't know if the guy's in the league anymore. He might have been like a water boy. I have no clue, but there you go. I bought it. Is it a gimmick? Maybe. But it definitely stoked the flames of demand. Right? And if you get the demand, the supply gets eaten up, and Fanatics makes money. All right? Example. So, that's example number one, using Brady. Example number two is, I think, for Fanatics going to be LeBron, right? So I think it follows the same kind of suit, right? And I think that they get him to sign stuff. You could already see dual autos of him and his son. Dual autos of him and the other players that are out there now, sort of a passing the torch kind of thing. Talk about some cool stuff that they could do, right? Whether you think he's the GOAT or not, you could have a nice limited autograph. Hey, Fanatics, feel free to steal this, okay? It's from your brand anyway, so you're allowed to steal it. When Topps had UFC, One of my favorite releases was a dual auto with Dana White out of 25. They didn't do parallels into it, so there was 25 of each one of them. That's it. It was called Thoughts from the Boss. And it was Dana White and John Jones, Dana White and Anderson Silva. And on the back, it was Dana White's thoughts about that fighter, why they're going to be great, why they were great, how their legacy is going to stand up over the test of time, how their rivalry put them on the map. And it was stickers. That a sticker auto of Dana White and a sticker auto of the fighter. It was a duel, and there was 25, and that's it. Thoughts from the GOAT. You know what I mean? What LeBron thinks about playing with this person, how he played against them. Talk about like a LeBron-Luka duel with LeBron giving a quote about Luka Magic. Talk about a LeBron-Steph duel, right? Where you talk about like, those guys and their battles, right? I mean, there's so much they can do with it. That's just one stupid idea I thought right now, right? Next thing. Use Panini as an example if you want to have an idea of what this potentially means. LeBron could potentially become an ambassador for Fanatics and their cards the same way that Kobe was for Panini. You're talking about specific sets of cards. A Kobe set dedicated to Kobe, autographs, signature cards, you name it. I would imagine that's going to happen. Why? Because it will sell. Because there will be people out there who want a LeBron auto, who want to chase a LeBron auto. Now, is it a good thing? The answer is yes and no. It depends entirely on who's asking that question. Is it a good thing for Fanatics? 100%. If you're Fanatics asking me that question, the answer is awesome. Great move. Well done. Fantastic. Just look at what Kobe did for Panini, right? Look at what the Tom Brady stuff did and will probably continue to do. My thoughts from the GOAT idea also even makes more sense with Brady. He's retired. You don't want to have too many autos and keep it limited. Do a 10-card set, thoughts from the GOAT, where the top 10 QBs and Brady in dual autograph form, right? Let him talk about Herbert. Let him talk about C.J. Stroud. Let him talk about Josh Allen. Let him talk about Patrick Mahomes. Put a couple sentence quote on the back. Thoughts from the GOAT. Put a little GOAT on the card. That seems to sell well with the messy Topps card. And boom, you got an awesome chase that everybody's going to go after. You want to disperse it out in the little products here and there? Great. There's a million things they can do. They're all going to be great. They're all going to be great for Fanatics. People are going to sell. You have these guys, especially LeBron, someone who has not had an auto in forever, right? In forever, right? Someone who hasn't had an autograph card license in a release that you could chase and open a pack and actually get a LeBron. Don't give me that Space Jam crap. But that's a different chase altogether. It will move product. It's a great thing for breakers. There's a LeBron auto in this one. Here are the different ways you can hit LeBron. Here's the LeBron to chase. And that product moves because people want LeBron. Hell, I was in the store the other day. I had no interest in Bowman Draft. But I was asking, is this the one that Brady's in? How much are these? Maybe I'll buy a pack and see if I can hit my golden ticket like Charlie Bucket. It's smart. It's smart if you're Fanatics. But if you are a collector, I got a fun little topic here. Because we're gonna really see the shine come off some of the collectors, not SHYNE. There are a lot of collectors out there who want to message me all the time and say they don't care when prices come down. It allows them to buy more of what they want. They're not about the prices. They don't want people in the hobby. They don't want people buying more and more. They don't want the prices to go up. They want the prices to be down. They want to continue flipping their multi-sided die in their basement and continue to be the dungeon master with their cards like this. Okay, we're going to see. Because with no LeBron autos out there for a long time, for most of his playing years, no LeBron autos out of packs. If you were truly a LeBron fan and somebody who wanted to buy a LeBron autograph, the supply was minuscule. And what that did was, like every other economic theory in the world, this isn't just cards, folks, supply and demand. If the supply is low and there's demand for it, the price goes up. Now, there are some key blue chip LeBron autos that will always carry a premium in price. But because the supply has been so low, it's been so limited, and there haven't been autos of him in a while, some of his other cards have been propped up as well. You're nowhere near his rookie year, nowhere near his exquisite type of autos. But they still carry a hefty price tag because, hey, if you want a LeBron auto, you got to pay because there's just not that many out there. It's like going to see your favorite show, your favorite musician, Taylor Swift, because we're talking about sports card, Taylor Swift, all right? You could be the biggest Swift fan in the world and want to buy this and want to go to a concert. Well, if she's playing a 10,000 seat arena, the tickets to get one of those 10,000 seats are going to be more money, even the worst of the 10,000 seats, because the 12,000th biggest fan and the 15,000th biggest fan, they're going to fight a little bit in the secondary market to get that 10,000th seat, to get that 9,500th best seat and sit in the nosebleeds. And it's going to raise the price. You heard Taylor Swift, so you got all excited and came over, pal? Go lay down over there.
You were talking about.
No, I'm doing an episode. So
where you wanted a card to have Taylor Swift's autograph and Travis Kelce's autograph.
Yes, a Kelce Travis Swift autograph duel would be awesome. And
I love Travis Swift.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Anyway, back to the point. Taylor Swift, 10,000 seat stadium. Even the bad stuff are going to sell. But the week after, let's say it's in the same town or the town over, and you got the same number 12,000th fan, number 15,000th fan. Well, guess what? Now the arena, the man in the arena, if you will, holds 50,000 people. Fan number 12,000 and fan number 15,000 no longer have to fight over seat number 10,000 because there's so many more options for them. Sure. The seats right up against the stage where Taylor Swift can sweat on you and you can sit next to Travis Kelce, they're still going to carry a premium. They're going to be expensive, whether it's a 10,000 seat arena or a 50,000 seat arena. But those top ring seats, it no longer applies. And I submit to you that if you are someone who is in the arena now, but not getting sweat on by LeBron, and you're not holding the creme de la creme, those cards that are going to have that value no matter what, I am of the belief that some of those upper ring LeBron autos that were being propped up because of a decreased supply and enough demand to prop them up, those people who are out there who otherwise would have had to, a new fan, new money, someone watching now who gets a job and wants to save up for a LeBron auto, they got to squeeze into that 10,000 seat arena and buy more. Well, guess what's happening now? Fanatics is putting a whole nother level on top of that stadium. They're moving Taylor Swift, LeBron, over to the 50,000 seat stadium. That backfills the demand. You don't have to chase those 10,000 that were available. You now have more options, licensed options, real options being made by Fanatics, not being made by Space Jam cards. And I believe what you're going to see with that increase in supply is that there'll be enough supply to satisfy some of the demand. And price comes down. Not on the best, but on everything else. And if you don't believe me, look at the examples I gave. Now, Tom Brady, retired, is not playing. Cards are coming down. You want to say that those cards are coming down because the overall market's coming down? Sure, but his numbers are even more than the overall market. Right? And part of it is because he retired? Sure. You're going to see it. If Brady's going to continue to work with Fanatics and there's going to be more stuff signed, it's going to happen. And the best example is, if I'm right, LeBron becomes to Fanatics what Kobe was to Panini. You can't open an auction, whether it's weekly, premier, elite, whatever we're calling these auctions, without tripping over a half dozen Kobe autos on the second, third, eighth, 12th page of the auction. The barrier to entry on a Kobe card is pretty darn low. It was significantly lower before he passed away. And if you think the Kobe autos are inexpensive, approachable, whatever word you want to use, well, if LeBron lives a long, healthy life, that's a lot of autographs. It's a lot of autographs. And that's what I would be fearful of if I was someone holding that lower level LeBron auto that was able to put it under their pillow at night and wait for the crazy tooth fairy of LeBron cards to come tuck me in and say, well, the supply is low. The supply in these is low. You know, LeBron hasn't had a licensed auto in a while. It looks like that's changing, folks. And while I wouldn't be too concerned about the top level stuff, everything else would concern me because you have to look at history. And history says the supply is about to go up. So, can he help Fanatics? Hell yeah. Is he helping you? It depends who you are. If you're listening to this and you're the 90% that don't have a LeBron auto and you want to add one, this is great news. It's that other group. It's that other crew that, you know, they got some nice LeBron cards. They got some nice LeBron autos. What are they going to do with them? If they're the collectors that they've been telling you that they are this whole time, well, when the value goes down, they're not going to care because they're collectors. And if this is the case, then the collectors out there shouldn't care that Fanatics is making a LeBron for you and a LeBron for me. They shouldn't care when their cards lose half their value because they're collectors. And they just love owning that card. And playing Dungeons and Dragons, I guess. They like being in the basement with their card. And it's not going to matter. This news won't matter to them. So it's good all around. I want to own a LeBron auto. I don't have one. I want to get one for my son. It would be kind of cool if there's enough of them that come out where it's an approachable price, or maybe we even pull one out of a pack. You know, we like to rip. He's a gambling man, my son. That would be cool. So for me, I say, let's go. I say, put him in the product. Let's get an auto. Let's get a LeBron. Let's go chase. And maybe it'll help out the breakers. Maybe it'll help out the collectors. Maybe people will have something else to chase. I think if you're holding one of that, fringe LeBron autos that, is not going to be considered something that, let's just say, if it's something you really got to tell a story about, if you're a collector, great. Keep telling that story and keep smiling because you're a collector. But if you're not, and you bought that card thinking the supply of LeBron autos is going to stay low forever, doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And that's a fun one right there, guys. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. This is the news of the day. Check out my story. I'm going to continue to post how many times people talk about this. They're just going to post it saying, great for the hobby. Good job, good job, good job, good job, good job. I'm going to spend 20 minutes when it's hot off the press and tell you what I think about it and where I think it leads to. If you're a fan of Fanatics, I think it's a good thing. If you are Fanatics, I think it's a great thing. If you're someone like me who, look, I'm going to tell you something. I spoke to a friend of mine today. You guys, I'm going to put his name in there because what he said to me was very profound. I've had him on the show. It's Miles, LAFC Gooner. You guys have heard him. One of the most, if not the most knowledgeable soccer collector out there, right? And just a real good hobbyist. Somebody who I would hope to model my collecting philosophies on. Because he's really about the cards. He's about the sport. He's about researching it. He spent a while talking to my son about Beckenbauer, who just passed away. And he didn't tell him, go out and just buy something. He said, here's what you got to do. Go through the cards. Go through the checklist. Spend some time researching. Find out how many on-card autos there are. And we've had this conversation with Miles before about other products and other players. And it was fun to listen because my son is starting to get into soccer cards. We bought Chrome. And I told him we opened them and we're looking at this guy and, hey, this is a young kid on the Miami team and it's not Messi, but he might be good. And, here's this guy and we're looking up the rookies and looking at the cards. And he said, Miles said, the people ripping the soccer is one of the more organic things that you're seeing because it's not millions of dollars for a case. The price of a case is basically the same price as people who are opening up a single box of Prism football this week. But the people who are opening up the Prism football this week, they're opening up those cards to try to get a manga, which look ridiculous, to try to get a color blast, a dual color blast, a CJ Stroud with the waves and the golds, and so that they can immediately sell it, right? It's about opening a box and getting a card that's going to sell for more than you open the box for. But what he's seeing with the soccer is it's dads buying a case or buying a couple of boxes and opening it with their daughters or their sons, like I did. And you know what Ian did with the cards we pulled out of that box? We have them in binders. There's a couple I'm going to grade. We got some, I think we got an auto out of 5. We got, some messy cards that we'll grade. Nothing numbered, nothing parallels, nothing. All base messies. But a couple of guys, the rookies we looked up, he pulled a 1 of 1, and he made a binder out of it. And when the MLS season starts up again, we're going to watch it and be like, there's that guy. Here's that. We have that card. We have that rookie. And so it was interesting to hear Miles' take on that because it's exactly what happened here. That's cool. And the only reason we opened that was because what some might call a gimmick done by Fanatics. Putting Messi in. Hey, a gimmick on a gimmick. Not only putting Messi in, which is not a gimmick, he's playing for one of the teams, but putting the little goats on the card and that kind of stuff. You want to chase that goat. Well, guess what? If LeBron signing with Fanatics means that LeBron is going to be more present in Topps cards going forward, and you're going to be able to chase a Bronny duel. What father-son duo out there doesn't want to get that, right? You're going to have LeBron autographs, and we're going to chase him. Let's go. Because maybe we pull something else. Maybe he becomes a fan of Devontae Graham. So come on, Spurs, give that guy some playing time. He's great. You just gotta just give him some time. Those of you out there who've been with me for a while know exactly what I'm talking about. Those who don't know, I have a huge man crush on Devontae Graham. Guys, that's my thoughts on the topic. I say kudos, Fanatics. I'm sure it cost a pretty penny, but I think it's money well spent. I think the vast majority of people will probably be happy about it because they're going to get to chase LeBron cards. And there you go. Have a good one, guys. 23 minutes. That's a good time. I'll see you in a couple of days. Take care, everybody.